When you're buying or selling real estate, you need to get an inspection on your property. You know, Philippe Heller, our exclusive inspector of the show, sent me this picture this week, and it's a gentleman that used a Tecate. I would have gone with a Bud Light to patch up a pipe or something in his home. These are the types of things he finds. Philippe Heller, welcome to the show. Let's talk about inspections. What do people need to know?
All right, Craig, well, that picture is a great example of a safety item that we find. That was the flue on a water heater, and a repair like that could actually injure or kill somebody. So a home inspection, first and foremost, looks for safety issues for the family that's going to live there.
What are some of the things you really find? I mean, the beer can thing, it's funny. I'm glad we got in the show, but I mean, what are things that you find? There's that story up in New York of the carbon monoxide. You talked about that on the radio show on 1170 AM this week. What are some other things you see in homes?
Bad wiring, a lot of do-it-yourself projects that just aren't done right. With the advent of all the flip houses, we see some contractors who, they're not really contractors. They're guys who want to get into that. They buy a house, they do a lot of repairs themselves, or they just hire the cheapest person to do it. And we find a lot of problems with electric wiring, with plumbing, a lot of things that could lead to either health issues like mold or could set the house on fire. So those are the things that we see a lot of.
Yeah, it's really important to get these things done, especially if you think you're going to be selling your house in the next few years. I always recommend sellers get the inspection before you actually go into escrow. You just got to know what's going on in your home. It's your biggest investment. It's worth getting that. It's worth getting an appraisal every year as far as I'm concerned. What are your top 3 tips for homeowners with inspections?
Well, with homeowners, with home sellers, we suggest you get or consider a pre-sale inspection so that you can identify and repair any problems before it goes into escrow. And with buyers, you want to make sure you get a really thorough inspection because you're going to live there. You want it to be safe, you want it to be healthy, and you don't want to be faced with some outrageous repair bills after you move in.
Now, I noticed you say that a home inspection is a smart investment. Speak to that real quick. Why is it a smart investment, even if maybe you weren't selling the house?
Well, sure. Home inspection can range from $350 to, say, $500, sometimes more, sometimes less. But even just that water heater that you held up just to replace a water heater, it can be $1,000 to $1,500. So a home inspection, even if it finds a couple of small items, can quickly add up into a lot of savings via seller concessions. If you can get the seller to repair some of these obvious health and safety issues. You can't get them to do a lot of home improvements for you, but the bare bones safety items you can often negotiate.
Well, a lot of this stuff has to do with if you're going into a real estate transaction. I just want to make it crystal clear here. If you own real estate and you have a family and you're talking about things like carbon monoxide and mold, I'm a guy who has I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 air filters in my own. I'm paranoid about this stuff just because you can't see some of the things that might be happening. So if there's any advice I could give you today about inspections, go to sdinspect.com. You can connect with Philippe and his team, learn more about it, see all the cool stuff that they offer, and just make sure your biggest investment is in good shape and it's healthy and you have a more comfortable place to live. It's your life, and it's, again, your biggest investment that you're ultimately going to sell at some point in time. sdinspect.com. Philippe, thanks for coming in the show here.